Autism is, I'd say, a communication barrier between, say, myself and someone else. We aren't necessarily able to keep up a certain level of work as other people or communicate with other people in a natural way that in a way that people think is natural.
I have a 25-year-old son called Phil who is autistic. He was nearly 3 by the time the diagnosis was reached. He had very odd behaviour. He would throw himself on the floor and bang his head. His speech was very limited to start with. Autistic children don't understand the normal working of our world. As if you were in a foreign country, you couldn't speak any of their language and didn't know what they were saying to you.
Derby, London, Easton and Nottingham. This train.
My role is to set up the college provision for post-16 youngsters with autism. We tried to put together a programme where everybody has goals from 5 areas of their life. So there would be goals from functional skills, which is stuff like literacy and numeracy and ICT, independent living skills, social and emotional skills and communication skills, as well as work-related learning. So it doesn't matter who you are or what level of skill you've got, if you come to us, you will have goals set.
The Community Access Department had in excess of 18,000 inquiries into our department last year. We are an information, advice and guidance service. We support people with autism, their families, people working with them, and we support pre, during and post-diagnosis. We support families, children, adults, professionals. Some families at the point they make their first contact with us, they have been months or years waiting to make that contact. One example is of a young adult who sought support about 4.5 years ago. The initial request came from his parents, who were at crisis point, having difficulties with neighbours, lots of noise, and their children couldn't sleep. So the initial things were for me to support the family, to bring in other services and make sure that situations could change and improve for the future. If I fast forward a few years, he is now functioning, succeeding, and is just starting at university.
Supported living is people living in their own home, either on their own or sharing a house with other people. No different from you or I living in our own home, other than the people need some support to be able to maintain their tenancy, pay their bills, be good neighbours. So we provide support to people in their own home, and that can be for a couple of hours a day, up to 24 hours, 7 days a week. There are 5 adult services, care homes, and although they're residential care homes, they still have the same ethos as having supported living. We have a day service, which is also in Gosport. A lot of people who live in our care homes attend the day service, and there are also some people who live at home with their families who attend the service as well. And they have the opportunity to take part in a whole range of activities.
I truly believe that Autism Hampshire has a total commitment to improving the lives of young people and adults with autism. They've shown that commitment for more than 40 years. They've touched the lives of a great many young people and adults across not just the region but even out of the region, and have contributed to the policies and government thinking on autism. The picture is truly a dark one because of the gaps in current provision. We have parents coming to us on a daily basis who have all but given up. They have nowhere else to go. Parents who've felt that the only people that understand their youngsters are themselves, and the only way they can deal with it is to stay at home with their young person alone and deal with whatever happens.
The financial pressures that we're all facing, and it's so very difficult for us to continue to provide really good quality services. It is a challenge, and what we wouldn't want to happen is for people's lives to be affected by that.
He has got a certain amount of independence now. He does work full time. He did learn to drive. The world won't change for them, so we have to make it easier for them to live in our world.
The important thing for me, I'd say, is that I've become able to analyse why I think the way I do and express that to people, as well as being able to put myself in other people's shoes. If we didn't have Autism Hampshire, it would be a lot more difficult for people to be able to reach out halfway with people with autism and be able to make that connection and have some understanding. It's sometimes we just need a bit of a push or, you know, a bit of a kickstart, and I think everyone deserves that in a way.